What's up, everybody? If you want to join the greatest online Star Wars community, the Fandom Menace, make sure you hit that subscribe button before today's video starts, so you don't miss out on any updates and you're always the first to know when our newest videos go live.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Star Wars The Last Jedi is the biggest piece of shit since...
Sorry, I'm not Plinkett. There's a great word to describe the way I'm feeling. Nauseous.
I'm a little nauseous, yeah.
Actually, no, I'm feeling vindicated. Spider-Man 2 fans know what's up. For those who don't know what vindicated means, here's a definition. Who says this channel isn't educational? No, the reason I'm feeling vindicated is because after 2 years of saying it, the truth is finally coming out. No, not in that way. This way. What? What? Oh my god, have I heard the Twilight Zone? I have to check this news out. It has to be fake. Abrams thinks Rian Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi sucks too. I cannot wait to read this. Well, it's all coming out now, and just like I said all these years that Star Wars The Last Jedi has been a disaster for the franchise, as now J.J. Abrams joins Mark Hamill, John Boyega, and Daisy Ridley, and Oscar Isaac about the flick not being any good. Abrams spoke with the New York Times where he offered up that he didn't like the direction Rian Johnson took with Star Wars The Last Jedi, which ignored what he set up in The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi released in 2017 and was also a success, but each time it addressed one of the several cliffhangers left dangling from The Force Awakens. What would happen when Rey returned Luke Skywalker's lightsaber to him? Who were her parents? Who was the nefarious Supreme Leader Snoke? Johnson's movie seemed to say, the answers to these questions aren't as important as you think. Abrams praised The Last Jedi for being full of surprises and subversions and all sorts of bold choices. On the other hand, he added, it's a bit of a meta approach to the story. I don't think that people go to Star Wars to be told, this doesn't matter. The article goes on to offer what Oscar Isaac felt like when shooting The Last Jedi, which is similar to John Boyega's own thoughts. The characters were very frustrated, and it felt that way, Isaac said. You felt the difficult energy of those scenes, figuring that stuff out. No one likes Star Wars The Last Jedi. Daisy Ridley actually goes so far to say that she cried and breathed sighs of relief when she heard J.J. Abrams was directing Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and not Rian Johnson. But when it was announced that Abrams was indeed returning, his actors breathed sighs of relief. I cried, Ridley said, explaining that the director brought a comforting sense of structure and security. The article also adds that Boyega was happy about Abrams returning. Boyega said he was glad that Abrams would get to finish the tale he'd begun in Episode 7. Even as a normal person in the audience, I wanted to see where that story was going, Boyega said. Mark Hamill also made it clear that he wasn't happy with The Last Jedi, and recently saw C-3PO actor Anthony Daniels offer his disappointment with Disney's Star Wars. The good news, with the cast and creators vindicating what many fans have been saying for years, including yours truly, is that hopefully Star Wars will be going in a better direction in the future, which is something the success of the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian testifies to, as it also says Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will be taking over the creative direction of the franchise. Regarding Rian Johnson, he seems to be bantha fodder. Oh, we've been saying this since day one. The Last Jedi is the absolute worst Star Wars film. It's a punchline at this point. Knock knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo hoo. You saw The Last Jedi, didn't you? What? This joke kills. Just ask Arthur Fleck. I don't need the opinions of Hollywood actors to line up with mine to feel validated, but I am going to take this time to say I told you so, and wow, does it feel good. You see, disliking The Last Jedi wasn't met with the same response as disliking other movies. Didn't like The Avengers? No problem. Didn't like X-Men? No problem. Didn't like The Last Jedi? What are you, a sexist? Are you a racist? They would throw every name in the book at you.
Stupid, worthless, no good, goddamn freeloading son of a bitch.
And it was weird too, because people had legit criticisms. But the defenders were like a bunch of defective Stepford wives. Say the wrong word and they were triggered, and you were targeted. The Last Jedi split fandom. It created the Fandom Menace, who despised it, The Last Jedi, and all it represented, and the anti-Fandom Menace, who don't have a name or a following. They just don't like us because we don't like The Last Jedi, and that's fine. We're doing okay. But the pushback doesn't stop there. It goes all the way to the top. Writers, actors, and directors have all had something to say about us. First we didn't exist, then we were a small vocal minority, but in the end, it turns out we were right. I've seen a lot of changing opinions, or flip-flopping as they say in politics. Again, we're not talking about shoes, though the new Crocs are hot, But I digress. It used to be that big YouTubers and access media websites would shill hard for Disney Star Wars. Everything Disney did was championed by these people. Kill Han? Brave. Kill Luke? Bold. Space Leia? Inspired. But none of those were. You have guys like John Campea, Scott Mendelson, Kevin Smith, and others who've been labeled as shills because of their die-hard devotion to Disney's decisions. We've also had publications like Esquire write about us, Doomcock and I, last year, with outright lies. Those are the lost ones, the ones whose crusade is to defend Disney till their dying death. We saw a little of the behind-the-scenes bullshit earlier this year when Christian Harloff flew up and talked about how he worked his ass off being a fan, showing us how the excess media truly operates. Then there are guys like Jeremy Johns who probably have been the coolest in all of this. He calls it like he sees it, which is fair. I may not agree with all of his points, reasonings, and opinions, but there's a level of respect for how he handles himself. That's why I'm not surprised on his stance, a slowly evolving turn away from the blind Disney devotion. Some people's change comes out of nowhere, and you're shocked to hear the words. Mike Zero put out something recently to the effect that he's not shilling hard for Disney Star Wars anymore, and I was gobsmacked. I'm seeing the tide turn from both shill fans and the official cast and crew for two reasons. One, they're beginning to look bad for blatantly defending a company, and two, the people aren't with them anymore. Were they actually ever? The culture war has been fiercely fought for the past 3 years, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. However, the battle for Star Wars is. The fans won this one, and that's why publicly JJ and his crew are allowed to say what they are. Disney is allowing this. They realize The Last Jedi's acceptance isn't happening. Fans didn't go back to see the film like they did The Force Awakens. Merchandise from The Last Jedi is a joke. Speaking of jokes, knock knock. Who's there? Bad merchandise. Bad merchandise who? Rose Tico, that's who! Come on. Seriously? Nothing? Damn it! Long story short, Disney's moving on, but not some people in Hollywood. She-Hulk writer F-Bombs Abrams loves The Last Jedi. She-Hulk writer Dana Schwartz is a big fan of The Last Jedi, unfortunately. Regarding She-Hulk, writer Dana Schwartz, the following article being posted, she tweeted, "This is fucking bullshit. Throwing Rian Johnson under the bus to please some crazy fanboys when he made the most interesting and ambitious Star Wars movie since Empire." So you can only imagine the direction Schwartz will be taking She-Hulk, which fits with Kevin Feige's SJW MCU Phase 4 plans. Of course, I had to add my own 2 cents. The Last Jedi was effing horrible and nearly destroyed a franchise as evident by Disney's own stock reports. Get a clue. No one needs to defend Rian Johnson's piece of shit Star Wars movie anymore, lady. He moved on to other things, which is good. We wish him all the luck and success in the world. Just stay the hell away from Star Wars forever. This whole experience was not only validating for the fandom menace, but telling of Hollywood as a whole. These people will eat their own when the time comes, and it's time for The Last Jedi to be remembered for the piece of shit it was and will always be. Speaking of time, this is a very convenient time for JJ and the crew to shit on The Last Jedi, because this is 0 hour for The Rise of Skywalker. Ticket sale projections are down, spoilers are leaking and breaking the internet for their stupidity. This is Disney hoping fans will side with JJ's new opinion and go check out the movie. Don't fall for it. Make your own decisions based on what you've seen. The trailers, the TV spots, the rip-off posters. I think you get a pretty good idea of what The Rise of Skywalker will be. But one final thing. Those stupid spoilers, they were all true. All of them. So what do you guys think of this situation? Me, personally, I feel validated. I feel very happy. From the minute I walked out of The Last Jedi, I thought that movie was a piece of crap. And we've been talking about it on this channel for 2 years, and guess what? The audience continues to grow the more we talk about it, because they feel the same way. Small vocal minority is just a pejorative term to try to brush us aside, but you know what? It's too late. There are too many of us. The fandom menace, or just people that don't like The Last Jedi as a whole, in general, we're just too many. They can't handle us. No matter what they do, no matter what they try to say, how they try to lie, smear us, no matter what, we always came out on top because we stood by what we believed in. No corporate opinions were ever promoted here on this channel or anyone else in the Fandom Menace. That's the beauty of what we do. We're a take on pop culture that can't be bought and paid for. We're honest with everybody, we say what we think. And places like Disney don't like that because they can't buy public opinion with people like us. We grow, we build an audience, but we also alert our audience to how the deceptive practices of big companies work. Like I said earlier, we won this one. This was our fight, our battle, and now we've won. The Last Jedi is garbage, it's publicly stated everywhere, and let writers like Dana Schwartz enjoy She-Hulk and do what she wants to do, because Star Wars, well, that's for the fans. So folks, thank you for watching. I wanted to come back with the Baby Yoda video, but this was just too big. This was exciting for all of us here in the Fandom Menace. Everything we've been fighting for was finally validated, so I had to cover it. I had to talk about it as soon as possible because we're in the middle of talking about Star Wars spoilers, leaks, fan revolt online. There's just so much Star Wars goodness to cover, but to me, this was the most important thing because it shows that they have moved on. Disney, they, pronouns pal, have moved on from The Last Jedi, and they will stop trying to fight and push it down your throats. Websites like Screen Rant and all these other garbage tier sites will try to tell you it's so brave, it's so bold. I mean, listen to the words Dana Schwartz uses herself. Interesting and ambitious. Guess what? It never said the word good. Is The Last Jedi good? Fuck no. I would put it at the bottom of the Star Wars list. I would put it at the bottom of many lists. Worst movie of all time? Maybe not, but definitely the worst Star Wars film, and definitely the worst film to come out in 2017. I'm sure there are some stinkers, but I'm gonna stick by it because those terrible films came and went and disappeared. The Last Jedi was like a bad penny. It always turns up, but we're phasing that coin out. We're moving to all digital currency. Wait a second. Nah, that analogy doesn't work. No. Last Jedi's garbage. Just fuck it, move on. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a fan of this channel, what we do, what we represent in the culture war, give us a thumbs up and share us all over social media. I'd like to welcome the thousands of new subscribers we've had just in the last few days, and I'd like to thank everyone who's been with us since the beginning. Down in the comments section, let us know if you found us around the time The Last Jedi came out. That was when we first had our big boom in growth, and we're having another one right now, and it's a very exciting time to be a world-class Bullshitters fan. So I just want everyone to know how much I appreciate each and every one of you, what you guys do, and ladies, and we couldn't have done it without you. All the Fandom Menace isn't just a couple YouTube creators, it's everyone who's involved in the community and makes all this stuff possible. So go out, have a drink, pat yourself on the back, have a cheeseburger, whatever you choose to do to celebrate, but this was our day, folks, and a glorious day it is. So thank you for watching, and let's end the video like we always do. Go out into the world and be excellent to each other.